Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again for the final time to the tier list series. We're finally there, and today we will get it over with and move forward. It's been a long ride, it's been a messy ride, but it's been a ride anyway. And now we'll read out the final 9 players in the S tier and S plus tier, and then I will wrap it up and leave it there, and we can all say our final conclusions. Anyway, we'll start on the S plus. No, we won't. We'll start on the S tier. First of all, we have Cody Lodi. Cody is somebody who I didn't get to play with day in, day out when he was at his most consistent in playing the game. By all means, I've seen footage of him beating some of the best masterminds around, and he was widely regarded as one of the best when he was playing day in, day out as well. He's a brilliant Valerie, brilliant Samuel, capable elsewhere too, and even when he hadn't played in ages, and then I played with him, even though he was incredibly rusty, I could still see what made him so good at the game. So he will be a very worthy opener to the S tier. Following him, we have Pep and Keck. Pep is somebody who is highly rated, and rightly so. Hence he finishes in the S tier here. I have had messages from one person during the early parts of the tier list video telling me that Pep had to be number 1, or I was wrong. So I guess I'm wrong. But anyway, Pep is one of the very best Sams, if not the best. It's a shame he ended up then going on to Tyrone, because he obviously didn't enjoy it as much. But at the same time, it was out of necessity, and his Tyrone was very good as well. And then, obviously, he was one of the most feared Nikolais as well. Do I think his Nikolai was the top 3 Nikolais? No, not quite. But he was still one of the best Nikolais, and it only gives him further points here. If he did show a bit more versatility outside of being melee guys and playing Gun Nikolai, he could be even higher, but nevertheless, S tier for him. After that, we have IDK. IDK just flat out one of the best, if not the best Jill, probably second, at least top 3. And his Nikolai is up there too. That's one Nikolai that I would say is better than Pep's. IDK's Nikolai is one of the hardest to face. Very tactical, very defensive. Will play the waiting game with you and then try to punish you. And again, he's capable of beating the best with his Nikolai, and he's capable of beating the best when he's on the survivor side as well. Not too much versatility in the way of who he plays mostly, but he's brilliant and in the top 3 for both Jill and at least in like the top 5 for Nikolai. I don't know in exact order. But either way, he's right up there and levels out to S tier. After that, we go into the final one in S tier, and that's Knight of Ren, the best Valerie in the game. I don't think I have any doubts about that. Also a very serviceable Tyrone. I've seen him do a job with Samuel as well. It's just a good, knowledgeable survivor. And also, his Daniel is brilliant. He honed the art of guns for a while with Daniel, and it also led to him improving a hell of a lot over time with Nikolai, to the extent where by the end of it, like the level he's at now with his Nikolai, it's again in that top tier area for Nikolai's. Yeah, so he's the best Val, one of the very best Nikolais, the best Daniel. Like, yeah, right up there anyway. And just an all-round fantastic, knowledgeable player. Into the S plus tier, we will start with Toxic Nico. Adrian, as he's more commonly known by people. Adrian is somebody who can play basically every survivor to an extremely high standard. If I saw him playing any of Valerie, Martin, Jill, Tyrone, Samuel, I know that it's going to be a very hard match. He doesn't have many weaknesses on the survivor front. I haven't seen him really play Jan. I'm sure he could do a job with her as well. But yeah, the survivors I have seen him play, which is most of them, he does excellently with. So yeah. And he's also a solid Nikolai. Nothing to write home about, but good. After that, into the top 4 we go. I will next go with Ex Nihilo. He, again, like Adrian, can play basically every survivor to a super high standard. Yeah. His Valerie is underrated and great. His Jill, top tier. His January, very underrated and great. His Tyrone can do a job. I've seen him play Samuel. His Becca's good. His Martin's beat Linkway on Bemusement. Like, he's just all round brilliant at the game. And then he's also one of the very best Alexes as well. So all round, it's just an impressive CV, and rightfully top 4 overall. And then we go into the top 3, and it's difficult. You can basically switch any of the last 5 people around in any order, and I'll be like, yeah, that's fair. But for this, yeah, in third place, I will say Scooby. He takes the bronze medal, and again, you can put any of these in any order, and it would be fair. Scooby is the best Jill. Scooby is top 2 Jans. He's a capable Alex. He's a capable Nikolai. And I'm sure if he played, he's also a good Becca, but I'm sure if he played other survivors more, then he'd be equally as versatile and good with them. It's just he put most of his time into Jill and Jan, and he's at the top of his craft for those two. He's brilliant at some of the hardest characters in the game, and yeah, to be amazing at Jill and Jan, like top tier, and then be good elsewhere as well, a rightful bronze medal. After that, oh my god, we go into the top 2. I mean, you can probably tell I'm a bit relieved to just get this all over with, to be honest. But either way, it's difficult, but I will have to see. I've been chopping and changing my mind for weeks, not on just the top 2, but just in general, because there's so many things that factor in. And in the 2 remaining players' cases, they are 2 of the most well-known Resistance players as well, and rightfully so. In second place, I will go with Linkway. Linkway can use every mastermind to a level, some stronger than others, but his Nikolai's the best. It's the best. He's a good survivor as well. He can play Jan well. He can play Tyrone, Jill, Becca. Again, would I say he's a top tier survivor? No. But his Nikolai is the single best one. And then he's competitive with all the other masterminds as well. His Annette's a bit dodgy, but we'll let him off with that. But yeah, Lin Kuei could easily be number one here. There wouldn't be a problem with that. But I will give the edge to Dominic. I just think it feels the most right. I'll be honest, I'm not happy either way with who I'd have as number one. It's funny, isn't it? I make a tier list and I've never been happy with who I have at number one because I think it's hard to judge. Why are you making a tier list then? Oh dear. But no, Dominic I will go with. It just feels right. The Janyu carry. Like, it describes him best. And iconic clips of him out there, like those shots on the turn against War Prayers, etc., etc. His Jan's the best. Everybody learnt things from his Jan and improved as Jan because they watched his Jan. But even outside of that, Dom's Jill, also top tier. Brilliant with Jill. His Becca's good. And his Annette, the best. And even with other masterminds, like his Terminal Spencer, really good. His Nikolai, yeah, solid. His Alex, he's good with. His Daniel, he's very good with. He's just all around a very good player. The single best January, very iconic and well known, rightfully so. And I could ramble all day, but to be honest, whatever I say, people will have their different opinions, and that's fine. End of the day, Dominic is going to take number one in the ultimate tier list. That's M. Weston's ultimate tier list, though. Everybody else can make their own. Either way, as some closing words, honestly, it's been a ride to do this. A good one, a bad one. Learned a lot about how badly I can handle some situations and how well I can handle others as well. But yeah, for now, I still plan to do some videos related to ranking things like tier lists, but it's going to be tier lists if I fancy them more in the case of like rate every skin in a tier list. I'm kind of drained of just talking about and judging other people. It was a fun concept at first, but very naive of me to think it would go smoothly. If I'm honest, it was not worth the trouble at all. I'm glad I finished it because, you know, it'd be worse if I just did half of it and then stopped. So now I can say it's complete, but at the same time, I can't, you know, pretend that it was perfect all the way because, yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't the brightest idea I've ever had, but again, I'm not even looking for kind words from this. I'm just being honest about my feelings on the tier list as a whole. Fun idea. Fun to see the positive comments and even the negative ones in terms of just honest opinions where they disagree with me. Some people have been very, very supportive, and I thank you. Other people who haven't so much been, that's fine, that's normal. People who have been genuinely awful about it, why? But either way, after I click upload on this video and a day or two passes, it's old news. Everyone will forget about it. And that means I can also just move past it. Because to be honest, the last few videos, they haven't been fun. They haven't been fun anymore. I'm glad I've done them, as I say, get them over with. But it's gone on too long now. The tier list stuff, the Q&A stuff. Fun at first, entertaining, but yeah. It's been more trouble than it's been worth, even though, again, I appreciate the people who have been supportive. But yeah, once this video is uploaded, I'm just gonna go back to uploading matches, uploading rankings of skins and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm kind of done just being the talk of so many people. And again, no sympathy there. It's what I brought on myself. But I am tired of it. So, yeah, I'll still stream, I'll still upload videos, but at the same time, it's just like, cool, we're at the end now. Now we move on, and it's not a problem. It's caused problems, but hey, you live, you learn, and yeah, going forward, again, this is probably going to be, to be honest, one of the very last times that something like this will be relevant enough. The game is genuinely now on its last legs. I've played it sporadically. Loads of people are on Texas. There's not really much to say anymore. There's not many streams left. There's not many videos left. And that's good in a way. It allows everything to just die down and have its course. But yeah, the tier list is one of the last relevant things left, really. After that, what else is it going to be? So, yeah, as I say, I'll still be streaming, still be doing this and that. But by all means, this is going to be like my last proper project on Resistance. Because again, it's not been worth the trouble doing this one. I'll make videos. I'll make things related to Resistance. I want to make another bloopers video at one point, stuff like that. But in terms of analysing and talking about people with Resistance, yeah, it just wasn't a good plan, was it? But either way, thank you for listening. Thank you for enduring hours and hours of me talking on end. It's been fun. It's been weird. It's not been something I'd luckily, happily do again. But either way, it's complete. It's over. It's done. And with that, we will close the series. Take care.